I'm Matthew Jones, and my job role is the Head of Education Skills and Work at HFBSC. What we decided to do was ensure that every certificate and achievement that was made from Way2Learn was put through the same system as our KPIs were, but in non-accredited learning. So it's recorded, it's acknowledged and put onto the learners' tracking and awards. Inputting Way2Learn to Curious, the main, and as it always should be, the main benefit of that is that those qualifications and those achievements are showing on a learner's log and their record of achievement alongside the provision that we're delivering through our KPIs and through our Welsh Government provision. For a learner, it's not important how KPIs are split up. It's not important who facilitates, who delivers. What's important is what they achieve and what work they're doing to better themselves. And what we want to ensure by putting all those qualifications onto Curious is that all the achievements, all the work experience that a learner is engaging in and achieving is highlighted and is available to them, and it's available for them to share to improve their progression and support them through the gate. It goes with the learner. So if you do move on to another prison or move into a probation environment where Way2Learn is being used as well, there's evidence of what has already been achieved and a timeline of achievement as well for that learner. So really important as well from a prison point of view. When you restart, it's common knowledge within prisons that learners can feel like they restart the process at every prison that they go into. With that log, Way2Learn wouldn't have that problem. So a learner who might be introduced to a qualification they've already achieved within HFBSC, it's evident on their profiles they would not be offered that qualification again, and that record of achievement is there for them into their other provisions in further establishments that they go into. The best tip I can do is involve all your provision. It takes time. Everyone works really hard to make Way2Learn and other externally funded and other supportive provisions that we facilitate every day in every prison in England and Wales. Put the same onus on that as all your other qualifications, because the processes will follow and they'll be recognised by your learners. The most important thing are the learners. These processes, Way2Learn, cost money. It costs money. We have to pay for Way2Learn to put it into place. So you need to prove that you're making best use of that resource. How do you prove that you're making best use of a resource? You record the achievements that you're getting. I appreciate the Way2Learn record achievements as well. But the fact that we're recording that and the learner's getting that record as well is there's a whole approach to recognising how much investment we're putting into that provision and how we're using it. So what you can also evidence then from that and be able to really allow and show how that provision is impacting your establishment is by not having Way2Learn as a singular enterprise where the odd learner picks up on that qualification, has a go and leaves it be. It's that you've got it as part of your whole provision, your curriculum. And that's what you can evidence within your Curious system, is that if you're putting that same onus and you're recording that, when we dive in at the end of the year to have a look at the engagement with Way2Learn, we can look at the percentage of learners that picked up on Way2Learn and how many of those learners that engage with Way2Learn went on to engage in other qualifications and went on to engage in other parts of a learning pathway. So we're getting all that information from Way2Learn being part of our achieved provision, really. So I appreciate that I've reiterated the fact that it's part and pathway, it's part of a whole system, but that's the information that we gather, is the fact that what are we doing with this information? How does a Way2Learn achievement affect an individual going forward? Is it a qualification that's been completed, not looked at again, and someone hasn't done that pathway? Has someone engaged in a pathway following it? Because there's also a positive from the fact that someone could dip into a particular topic in Way2Learn, not decide that's not the area for them because they haven't enjoyed doing that, and could have supported them to look at another area of work. So there's a positive in that. So we need to look into, yes, the quantitative analysis really of the figures, the percentages of learners that are engaging in it and how that's going into there. But you also have to dive into quality and look at the qualitative analysis and look at why. Why did someone engage in it? When those certificates are uploaded for Way2Learn, they go through the non-accredited learning system. And actually, the upload of that, so which I've been informed by my very, very confident administration team, is that the process for the non-accredited learning is actually a lot easier and a lot more simplistic. So it's just the case of uploading to the correct learner's account with the exact qualification they achieved and when it was achieved. But when those qualifications are submitted and they're recorded, they fall for the learner, which again is the most important thing. They fall for the learner in the same place in their log, timelined, and showing that record of achievement up against and alongside all their accredited learning. But what Way2Learn has done for us is it's allowed that pathway of learning that we have. So our provision is guided by pathways, and Way2Learn can be either the start of a pathway, the engaging it into a particular area or qualification. What that does then on the learner log and what that's seen on the learner dashboard is you can see that progression from engaging in, if I take for an example, construction, engaging in the Way2Learn construction element, moving into a vocational workshop, the experience that's taken there, moving into a Sitting Guilds joinery course, looking at external training that could be funded through DWP or other supported external partners, and then looking for employment in that area. So all that can be captured on the virtual campus and through that system. So Curious is linked with the virtual campus and on that dashboard.